Welcome back to Oulton Park. It's not raining, a little bit overcast. We're looking forward to the third and final touring car race of the day. And the cars, well, those cars that have made it are on the grid anyway. And let's go down onto the grid with Warren.
Thanks very much for that, Ben. I'm down here right at the back with Erkut, who's managed to get himself back out. Erkut, you weren't sure that car was coming back out again today, but here you are.
Yeah, I mean, it's the team's effort. I mean, they work very hard and to prepare the car for the third race. And it's good. I mean, so I will try my chance again on the third race. I'm a little bit back in the grids, but I think I can be in the front in a couple of laps.
Well, let's hope so. And with a dry track now, maybe a few more people will get through turn one this time.
Yeah, I hope. I mean, we don't know. I mean, let's wait and see what will happen.
Thanks, Erkut.
Thanks.
He's got a much bigger smile on his face than when we saw him earlier when he had a car in pieces. Now, someone else who's done an awful lot of work this season is Rick Kerry, who's running the diesel BMW. He's taken a couple of rounds out to work on the car, but he's back now. Rick, you're back. How's it going?
Well, we're making some progress. We've managed not to smash it up, so pleased to be back, really.
You must be one of the few cars that haven't smashed it up this weekend.
Yeah, I know. It's I don't know if it's just been lucky or it's been in sort of like the right places, but at the moment we've managed to come close but avoided the damage.
And how's the overall speed of the car coming on now?
Yeah, we're finding we're a lot closer to the pace, a little bit quicker on the straights now, and they find it a little bit hard to get past us, but we've got a way to go, but we've certainly closed the gap since last time out.
Good luck today. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Now, if we just move on over this way, Tom Onslow Cole. If you wanted to see mixed fortunes this weekend, here they are. Excuse me, can we just grab a quick word with Tom? Hi there, Tom. Tough weekend. Qualifying was looking good, then off onto the grass, and you've been working uphill all weekend since then.
Yes, it has been a little character building, but we're fighting through it. The team have been really supportive, and we're hopefully going to get a good result out of this race. It's a shame in the last one just to drop down on that last corner, but we're still in a good position. We can take home some good points.
Well, I guess you know the car's working well. Colin's had a good result, and it is a long way back from here, but dry track, stay out of trouble. What do you reckon?
Yeah, no, I think we can get up into the top 10 and hopefully move a bit further forward from here. Unfortunately, we kind of lose our advantage here. As you can see, the grid is really tightly packed, and so off the line, it's almost impossible for us to go anywhere. We really have to hold back. So we do lose that, but through the race, we'd be strong, we'd be consistent by the end.
Nice one. Thank you very much. Well, Tom's going to do what he can with that advantage. Maybe it'll work, maybe it won't. Time for us to take a break. Join us afterwards when we'll be back with all the action.
Welcome back to Oulton Park near Tarpley in Cheshire, and the weather conditions looking pretty good now. We've got a bit of overcast sky, but a bit of brightness as well, and after the earlier rain in the forecast, it's a lot better than we had expected. So the grid lines up, ready to go, and this is what it looks like. The top 8 were reversed from that second row, so Adam Jones is on pole position, then Darren Turner alongside. This could be good for Seat because they've got Turner in the front row and Plato on the second row, with Matt Neal and Mike Jordan right behind. Matt Jackson in the middle there with a fast-starting BMW, so watch out for him. So then we go back on the grid to 7th position, and behind them is Matt Neal. Behind Matt Neal, rather, on the grid is Fabrizio Giovanardi, so we'll watch for Giovanardi. He's already been showing good form here this weekend. He's got Colin Turkington, race 2 winner, alongside, then Tom Chilton and Matt Allison, then John George and Chris Stockton. Stockton looking for more performance from the Lexus. Behind them we've got Tom Onslow Cole in another of the Team RAC BMWs, Martin Bell in his own privateer BMW, Fiona Leggett and Rick Kerry, then Jim Pocklington and Gordon Shedden, another race winner here today, but look, he's got a lot of work to do. He's starting down in 18th place on the grid. Behind them we then should have Simon Blankley, but he had a problem on the outback coming out from the pit, so I'm not sure he's actually going to take his grid position, sadly. Alongside him, or where he should be, will be Erkut. They have repaired the car, as we saw, and the only ATEC car in the race is that of Richard Marsh. Sadly, the damage to David Pickney's car, far too great for them to get it back out. Gareth Howell in a similar position as well. He's not going to be taking part in this race, but nonetheless, Tim, a good race in prospect here, and I wonder how Adam Jones is going to cope with pole position.
Well, he's not been fazed by anything so far this year, and I'm sure he'll give it a good go for as long as it lasts. I mean, his car is quite quick. Obviously, he has no weight on him, but he has got, as you say, next to him Darren Turner in a Seat with no weight, and right behind him Matt Jackson and Jason Plato with very little weight. And Plato will be looking to get something a little bit better out of this race meeting so far. He hasn't had a lot to shout about, and Giovanardi has, so he'll be looking for a little bit more out of this race. But the track, as you can see, is now perfectly dry, so everybody on slicks, everybody on full dry settings.
Right, well that certainly makes it a bit easier for everyone to deal with. It is a Seat on pole position, by the way. That Adam Jones car, of course, is the former Seat Toledo that, well, it's the car that Plato used to race, similar car he used to race a couple of years ago. So I wonder if he's going to be a little helpful here with the other two Seats. The cars making their way round on this formation lap. It is now a dry circuit. They're all on slick racing tyres, and we're all set for another feisty battle to the flag here for 15 laps around this superb Oulton Park circuit. It's a real roller coaster of a track, and there's one of the classic parts of it as they come out of Lodge Corner and climb Deers Leap. Not perhaps quite the challenge it is on a powerful motorbike, but still a great piece of action for the spectators and for the drivers as well. All the cars that we've got left, Tim, on the grid, but we are missing a few key ones.
Yeah, sadly a few cars out after the second race shenanigans off the start line. Let's hope we don't get a repeat of that. As you say, the track is dry, but we have got the top 8 of the second race reverse, so anything can happen.
Adam Jones it is then on pole position. Watch the Seats, they are very well placed with Darren Turner on the front row, Jason Plato on the second row, and Jason needs to clamber back some points here from Fabrizio Giovanardi, who's had a good day so far, so let's see if he can do that. And watch for the fast starting Matt Jackson from the second row, the white and black BMW. Lights out, here we go, we're racing, and here comes Jackson through the middle, and from the second row it is Matt Jackson who makes a breathtaking start. He takes the lead into Old Hall. Adam Jones, and there's a little tap there with Darren Turner. Jason Plato goes round, and that's Matt Neal in trouble. Oh, he makes contact with Turkington as well as they come out of Old Hall.
Yeah, but Matt Neal picked up a puncture immediately, so he's going to be out of this race. Turner moves over straight away for Plato, and Turkington's gone as well, probably with a puncture.
Yeah, he had a puncture as well.
And Neal pulling off in the background, so the two of them out.
We've lost two potential race winners in the first two corners. Colin Turkington won earlier on. Matt Neal was fast all day. We've lost them both already.
That was a disaster for them. Matt Neal got a tap from behind. He was fully sideways, and well, that's Giovanardi.
Yeah,
that's Giovanardi. Was he involved in that as well? But with that damage to the front car, I don't know whether he'll be able to carry on, but obviously the safety car's coming out. But great start by Matt Jackson. We thought he might get through that gap. He lit it up perfectly, and now it's his moment to shine. He's been on the podium already this year.
Let's see what he can do. The safety car is waiting for them at the line. Now remember, they can keep racing until they get to the line, so they're all still fighting for position here. Chris Stockton has got a battle. There's Colin Turkington's car. They're trying to ease it out of the gravel trap. That's pretty hard work because it's dug itself in there, and they're trying to get those cars removed as quickly as possible. A real dramatic start. Matt Jackson is your race leader. Adam Jones is still running in second, and then the two Seats behind of Turner and Plato. They'll come round and be picked up by the safety car here. Then they have to back off.
They are, but just behind there's been a fierce battle, and there Stockton gets pushed out wide by Onzo Cole, I think it was.
Yeah, so I saw that in the background. Chris Stockton suddenly ended up on the outside. Oh, John George is off. He's gone off at Lodge Corner. Presumably that was just as they came round.
Yeah, unbelievable. I mean, the team would have told him on the radio that the safety car was out, so really he shouldn't have been pushing it that hard to go off, unless of course he was assisted.
There's been a lot of drama on that opening lap. Let's just try and tell you what's going on. Matt Jackson, the rookie driver, is leading in his privateer BMW. Adam Jones in second place. And then we've got Plato and Turner. Let's just take a look back. This was from onboard Mike Jordan. I don't think he had a very good opening lap. Let's see, that was Jackson flying.
He was. I mean, he would have been praying that those two cars didn't come together and pitch him up in the air, but they didn't. It all worked out perfectly. Now watch Matt Neal. He goes in tight, gets squeezed, tries to hold it, does the old windscreen wiper, bang. Oh, Mike Jordan got hit badly as well. We didn't know that.
So he got taken out in that same accident, and in fact, yeah, he's down in...
And there's Giovanardi. I think Giovanardi hit Jordan. Let's watch on board with him.
So, on board with the Italian, there's Mike Jordan to your left, the car that we were riding with a moment ago. Matt Neal straight ahead. Now watch what happens here. Matt Neal goes into the corner on the inside of Plato. There's the initial contact.
Yeah, Matt Neal spinning now. They don't know which way to go. Oh, that's what happened. Jordan got pushed to the side, collected Giovanardi and turned him straight into the wall. Well, just circumstances there. Oh, Jordan nearly got collected again as he came back onto the circuit.
So they both rejoined. Giovanardi's now running 15th. He actually got past Jordan on the rest of that lap, so he's now in 15th place, and Jordan is 16th. This is on board Turkington.
Now he's the innocent party in it, or one of the innocent parties in it, of course. On the right-hand side, you'll see Matt Neal just arrive in the corner a bit tight, touch Plato, that's enough to turn the car around. He tries to save it. Turkington goes out wide, bang, that's where he collects his rear collects with the front. He's got a puncture now, he tries to turn into here, the right rear's punctured, the car just swaps ends.
No chance at all for the race 2 winner, Colin Turkington, who ended up in the gravel track. Race over for the Team RAC machine. Now, looking second to last there's the John Guest car of Mike Jordan. As we saw, he was absolutely involved in that as an innocent victim, and we've got the radio with him, so we'll see if we can grab a quick word. There's Giovanardi coming in, just ahead of him, the car that he made contact with. Giovanardi coming in. Let's see if we can have a word with him. This is Ben to Mike in the car. Mike, you were really out of luck there. You just seem to have nowhere to go, mate.
I could see Matt got a little bit tagged on the exit, and I was trying to get over as much as I could, and he went one way, then just bit back the other way, and just tagged my left rear wheel, which at the minute I'm not sure. I think it's probably bent something, so I nearly spun it twice when I got going again, but I managed to just keep my foot hard on the brakes on the grass and then get it nailed in first gear to bring it round again. So if it's okay, I think we can still have a good race from here.
Always optimistic. I think you managed to take Fabrizio completely. You didn't need to, I know, but I think he was the one who got caught with you. Giovanardi's just been coming to the pits. He's retiring.
Yeah, Giovanardi has
you know what it's like, it all happened so quickly. I was just trying to, I'd seen Colin going around the outside, tried to give him some room, and then it all cracked off ahead. But hey, we've had one good race, we'll try and do the best we can.
Okay, you keep it up, well done.
Didn't mean to chip in on him there. He's remarkably upbeat considering he's just had a massive turnaround and shunt. But that's the mark of racing drive. You put it straight out of your mind, you concentrate on where you are, what you've got to do, get on with it. Meanwhile, Giovanardi come into the pits, hold radiator. The Go-Jacks have gone under it and he's back in the garage, so no points for him from this race.
Now this is a real chance for Plato to get something back here this weekend. Giovanardi's has had a couple of strong results already today, but now it's Plato's turn possibly. He's running in third position, but Matt Jackson leads the race. Lights are out on the safety car. Matt Jackson weaving that BMW around vigorously to try and build up some tyre temperature. That's where the BMWs could be in a little trouble. They'd take a lap or two to get the tyres up to temperature, so watch for Adam Jones in the silver, red and blue car behind him, and then also for Jason Plato, who is ahead of his teammate Darren Turner.
Yeah, Jackson's going to work really hard, especially while he's got Jones behind him just for a little while. Plato will be eager to get past as soon as possible, but he won't want to risk anything against these two young guys desperate for a good result.
Here we go, safety car in. Matt Jackson floors the throttle and the BMW eases away. Adam Jones, the Solihull racer, only in his second proper meeting of British touring cars because the car packed up on him at the second event that he went to, and so he's sat out a couple. The team was busy doing other things, but Jones is racing well here in second place, Plato in third, then Turner in fourth place, then Tom Onslow Cole. He's had a wacky weekend, that's for sure, but he's running well in fifth. Matt Allison is in sixth, Tom Chilton seventh, and Gordon Shedden, who started towards the back, he's in eighth. He could be a threat as we go through this race as well, but he'll need to pick up a few places in these next couple of laps.
Yeah, well, there's plenty going on. Matt Jackson using all the road and a little bit more, but Louise has got Giovanardi in the pits. Let's hear from him.
His car is a mess, and I can tell by the look on his face that he's not a very happy man.
No, I'm not happy because I don't understand who was to hit me in the back, and unfortunately I crashed my car. I tried to restart, but I lost the radiator, so I had to just to stop. Yeah, he's racing, but the first corner, I really don't understand. Anyway.
Thank you.
So a real blow there for Fabrizio Giovanardi, but watch this race between Matt Allison in the white and black car. He's being chased by Tom Chilton, the other Vauxhall, the only remaining works Vauxhall in this race now, of course, and look how close he is. Allison's a bit wide, he doesn't want to go off there, he's already crashed there once today.
Yeah, he had a little assist there from Chilton, didn't he, which was a bit rude in the fastest corner, but they were side by side through the Knickerbrook complex. I've not seen that before, and certainly Allison doesn't lack for anything in terms of bravery.
The Shedden's gone through as well, so Gordon Shedden has moved up one, he's now into seventh place, and he could still be a threat. It's Matt Jackson who leads the race though and doing a beautiful job. Adam Jones doing well in second place, and Matt Jackson's just set the fastest lap. Race leader going very quickly indeed as this battle between Tom Chilton and and Gordon Shedden continues down the hill towards Cascades. The Scotsman who won earlier on, he's going for it down the inside. Oh, that's a good brave lunge from Shedden. Now can he hold it? Yes, on the exit, great pass.
That was a peach. It's a lovely place to pass that. You just let the car go round to the left, carry a bit more speed. Fortunately, Chilton was a bit deep and wide as well, but there was no contact made. And Shedden, who won the first race with no ballast, finds himself with no ballast in the third race in a very fast car.
So he's up into 6th position. We're on board with Jason Plato running in 3rd place, tucked in behind Adam Jones. Adam Jones might be a new boy to British touring cars. He's got a pretty good heritage of racing. You know, he used to race in karts against Fernando Alonso and Gary Paffett, so he's raced top quality karting. He went into single seaters. He's a quick GT driver as well, as you know, Tim. You've raced with him, and he's holding on to 2nd place.
Yeah, he's got that GR Asia Air-Cooled Engineering sponsor car going really well. GR Asia running in the World Touring Car Championship with Tom Coronel, so there's nothing they don't know about these Seats, but as you say, very talented, very adaptable. Adam Jones racing a Lamborghini GT car in Snetterton last week. You can't get much more different than that.
That's right, and he's fast in whatever he pedals, and he's under pressure here from Plato. Plato in 3rd place. What a chance this is for Plato to completely reverse his fortunes here today. He might have dropped to 12 points behind Giovanardi. Giovanardi, we know, is out of this race, and Plato currently in 3rd place. He could make up, if he gets ahead of Jones here, he could get right back on terms with Giovanardi in the points, so it will be important to him, but he won't want to take any big risks and end up damaging the car. Jones is wide. This is a chance for Plato, surely, to go into 2nd place. You were right there with him, and he's got the place from Adam Jones.
Yeah, Jones had no choice but to lift there on the grass because it's so bumpy, and Plato's been patient. He had his wingman behind him in Darren Turner, so there was no need to be overly aggressive. He's just waited for this race to come to him. At least 2nd place for now. He'll know that Giovanardi is out of it because the team would have told him, so that was just a perfect opportunity. Here we go. Watch how bumpy it is on the grass once the car starts bouncing there, and he has to lift off.
Yeah, well, Jones was sensible. That was actually classy driving. A lot of drivers would have lost it in that situation. He did lift off, kept it straight. Plato was through, but at least Jones still holding on to 3rd place, whereas a lot of less experienced drivers or less wary drivers would have perhaps put that car in the wall. Behind them, Darren Turner is still running in 4th position, and then behind him it's Tom Onslow Cole, who was almost alongside him into the hairpin, I noticed last time around. But watch Gordon Shedden, because again he is now closing up on that BMW of Tom Onslow Cole.
Yeah, and he has the fastest lap of the race, just came up there. So this is Mike Jordan trying to fight back. Now he's following Fiona Leggett down into the island hairpin. She brakes late, he brakes even later, down the inside. Does he overrun? Not really, no. Gets it turned and gets inside. Nice pass, Mike.
Mike Jordan into 9th place now, so he's back in the points already. He got past Martin Bell. I think Bell was a bit slow out of that hairpin or whatever, and Jordan was able to just breeze past him.
Yeah, well, I don't know if Martin Bell missed a gear or whether that car is just dog slow in a straight line, but there's never been any lack of oomph underneath the Integra bonnet, has there?
No, that's right. It's always been a fast car. Jackson looks great, though, leading this race, but he does have championship protagonist Jason Plato behind him now, wanting the maximum points from this race, knowing that the Vauxhall of Giovanardi is back in the pit garage. Just seen Chris Stockton come through the pits. It's not proved to be a particularly lucky 3rd race for him. But there you are, Gordon Shedden, again, a fastest lap for the Scot. There's no doubt that he is going to be a threat as we go through this race. We still haven't reached half distance, and he is closing on that group ahead.
Yeah, that was 2 consecutive fastest laps, and of course, if the front close up a bit and go a bit defensive, that could all work in his favour. But Matt Jackson is driving fantastically. The reigning the reigning Seat champion, beg your pardon, and really seizing this opportunity in the ex-Andy Prio car with both hands.
Yeah, it's lovely to see Matt Jackson making the step up to British touring cars. The 25-year-old from Henley and Arden, he's had a couple of strong 2nd place finishes already this year, and a 3rd as well last time out. That race 3 at Croft, he drove another great race there. Looking back here though, Adam Jones is coming under a bit more pressure. He's in the silver, red and black Seat Toledo, but it's the yellow and silver Seat of Darren Turner that's keeping him honest. And look how Gordon Shedden is definitely on the back of this group now in the Team Halfords car. There was a little puff of smoke as he locked a rear wheel under braking at Cascades, but that didn't cost him any time. Shedden currently in 6th, but in touch with the battle for 3rd.
Yeah, but 8 laps in, and Adam Jones is still there in 3rd place. So, you know, he's doing a great job. They're all piling up behind him, and you sort of have the feeling that, one mistake and he could lose 3 places in one go.
Yeah, but as you said, you know, he's not the sort of guy who makes mistakes that easily. He's a pretty solid racing driver, but he's not really been quite in a position like this to get a podium finish in the British touring car, so the pressure might tell, I suppose. We'll see what happens in the remainder of this race. We've had 7 laps completed. We're on lap number 8 out of 17, and climbing up the hill, still Jones there in 3rd place. Darren Turner behind him for Seat Sport UK. He's chased by Tom Onslow Cole in the Team RAC BMW, and then right behind him is the race 1 winner of today, Gordon Shedden in the Team Halford Honda Civic, and he is looking very fast as they come. Look how Onslow Cole's having to defend.
Yeah, he is. Defend right across the inside, and Shedden's going to try and go outside, maybe cut back. We saw Giovanardi trying to do that, didn't we, at the end of the second race? It is possible, but you need a perfect exit, and he hasn't quite got it.
No, but that Civic's looking great. He can choose his line much more so, I think, than the BMW. He might even have a go into Old Hall Corner, late braking. That was where he made his move on Turkington in an earlier race today, and that was another great pass from Gordon Shedden.
Yeah, that was done purely on the brakes, and he's really driving well, isn't he? You'd think it was McNeil from last year in that car. He's really driving it fantastically.
Well, he was bubbling about how good this car is now, how much they've worked on it, how much they've developed it since the start of the season. He was thoroughly relishing getting behind the wheel in the practice and qualifying yesterday. There's a mistake. There's a mistake from Shedden just when he didn't need it. And now he's side by side once again with the BMW of Tom Onslow Cole. But it's Onslow Cole who's now got the inside for Nicker Brook.
Yeah, commentators cursed there, but he can't fight back on this occasion. He's going to have to do it all again, and that's lost him the opportunity and crucially a few laps to maybe close up on the others in front. But let's not forget Matt Jackson still out in front of Jason Plato. This family-run team, he's got his brother now, I think, as team manager. That's his older brother Dan. His father's Tony is already team principal, so a really family-run team.
Car was moving quite a lot though through Druids, a little bit of a movement that he wouldn't have liked, and Plato may be allowed to get a fraction closer now. This is going to be a pressure few laps, isn't it, for Matt Jackson? Can he keep Plato behind him for the remainder of this race? We've had one BMW win today already in the wet conditions. That was Colin Turkington. Now it's bone dry. Different team, of course, as you say. It's a very much a family-run team, but so far so good, although he was just a bit sideways over the curb on the exit of Old Hall. He's got to look after those tyres a little bit.
Yeah, he has. The car is obviously a bit oversteery in its balance, and it is going to look, even there on the exit, he's twitching to oversteer, but he's driving absolutely to the maximum, and it's not as though Plato is leaping up behind him.
Here comes Darren Turner on the attack behind, and also here comes Gordon Shedden, also looking to reclaim that spot that he had done on the previous lap. Also Cole covers it well though. That was intelligent driving from another of the top rookies in this year's championship. Onslow Cole yet to win his first race. Matt Jackson looking as though it might be here that he takes his first race victory, but let's not say that yet. There's still a long way to go in this race. Onslow Cole keeping Gordon Shedden behind him. Then it's Tom Chilton, who's not quite able to maintain the pace. Here's the battle for 3rd place, and Darren Turner's got alongside Adam Jones, and he's in position surely now to take 3rd position away from Jones up towards Druids. This is where he should complete the manoeuvre, and Jones can do nothing.
Yeah, he was alongside and coming out of Nicker Brook, so I guess that Adam Jones maybe ran a little bit wide, but that's still side-by-side racing over a blind crest at 120 miles an hour.
So we've got a BMW leading, then a Seat second, a Seat third, a Seat fourth, and then another BMW next up in 5th place thanks to Tom Onslow Cole, and then it's the Honda of Gordon Shedden in 6th, the Vauxhall of Tom Chilton in 7th, and then another Seat. Matt Allison's running in 8th place. Mike Jordan is still in 9th place, having made up those places earlier on, but now he's finding it a bit more difficult to close the gap because he's quite a long way behind Matt Allison. Behind him is Martin Bell, so Martin Bell could be on for a point here today, and that would certainly be a little bit of satisfaction for another privateer independent outfit. That would make them very happy indeed. Richard Marsh running 11th, and Aircut is in 12th place. Here we are with Gordon Shedden trying to find a way past that BMW of Tom Onslow Cole, who's a touch wide on the apex, and that's given Shedden the chance now to get alongside our boys. Hey, let's not end up with some damage in the tyre wall.
No, well, that's what happened in the second race at that corner. Shedden ended up with his wheel collapse from as he playing ping pong in the corner, but he's got back that time, just managed to get inside Onslow Cole on the hairpin.
So again, the both of them have made a similar mistake there. They've both braked a fraction too late and given the other one the chance to get alongside.
Yeah, they have, but let's give a mention here to Tom Chilton, because he's now suddenly on the back of this after a difficult weekend, both in terms of outright pace and results. He's really trying to salvage something for this last race, and he's driven his heart out to get on the back of these group.
Now look at the leader, under pressure from Jason Plato, and they've got Jim Pocklington, the back marker, who they're about to lap. So this could be an opportunity for Plato. Makes you wonder if he thought, right, time to push here. Might be chances coming up with slower cars, although Pocklington gets well out of the way there, moves to the outside of the track. Stockton's out. We saw he had problems earlier. He was in the pits, or whatever it is. Looks like a mechanical issue that's put Chris Stockton out of the race in the Lexus. And the battle for the lead continues between this man, Matt Jackson, the youngster, the rookie, up against one of the most experienced competitors there is in British touring cars, former champion Jason Plato.
Yeah, there are places, aren't there, where Jackson's car looks really good, and he moves ahead, but certainly on the brakes it looks like Plato is a bit stronger.
Yes, just a little bit there. Again, it's the hairpin, you can see. Very close. He uses a lot of curb coming out of the hairpin, does Matt Jackson. Doesn't seem to hurt him too much, and he's still quick up the hill, back down the other side. They're up to about 120 miles an hour here as they come down the hill. Darren Turner in a third place. And then you've got Adam Jones under a bit of pressure from Gordon Shedden. And then look at this, Tom Chilton, who you mentioned earlier, he's now putting the pressure on Onslow Cole.
Yeah, well, look how quickly that Shedden has caught up behind, and there's a bit of a gap there as they come past Pocklington. I mean, Shedden has really quick, and he's got alongside Adam Jones there, just coming up the hill. But he closed up. Yeah, he closed up very quickly after he got past Onslow Cole, which is why he'll be ruining that mistake that he made earlier and let Onslow Cole get back past him.
Pocklington's off. He was letting all the cars through. I don't know what's happened there. He was keeping well out of the way. But Gordon Shedden is now in fourth place. There he is. The Team Halfords car has got past Adam Jones. So he's made great progress here as Gordon Shedden. Remember, race 2 was a disaster for him. So he had to start right from the back here in race 3. And he's fought his way up, as we've come to see several times. But there's the battle for the lead. We're on board with Jason Plato. You're running in second place. And you're still hounding the youngster. And that is Matt Jackson. Can Jackson hold on here for another few laps? Down the hill they come. Watch the cars here, Tim. How's it looking from Matt Jackson's point of view?
Well, it's looking good, but you noticed on the run down to Cascades before he got to the braking area, you saw his brake lights flash on, and they did again there before the braking area. So what is happening is he's having to pump the pedal a little bit with his left foot, probably after he goes over the curbs and knocks the pads back, a little bit of pad knockoff. But that doesn't do a lot for your driver's confidence, but it does an awful lot for the guy following when he sees you're actually a little nervous on the brakes.
Man on the radio to Matt Jackson from the pits is 2 times British Touring Car champion Chris Hodgetts, and he talks Matt around through the race, and they have a great relationship. And Chris Hodgetts says sometimes it's a bit like driving the car myself again, but of course it's Matt that's doing the hard work, but they do have a good relationship. Matt listens to everything Chris tells him, and they work extremely well together, and at the moment it's very effective. As you can see, he's still holding off Jason Plato, but there are still several laps to go. We're on lap 13 out of 17, and Plato's beginning to look a little more threatening here.
Yeah, that BMW has very good straight line speed. It's always well up in the speed traps. Of course, the Seat not quite so good, so you've got a situation where at least Matt's got a quick engine underneath him, so the little mistakes he makes in the corner, at least as you see there, he can get a good exit and drive away on the straights, but Plato's quicker on the brakes and quick around the corners.
Jason a little frustrated with the straight line speed of the Seat, and he knows that it makes it much harder to get in position to overtake someone. If he gets in front, he says he can stay there because the car is very quick, has a fantastic chassis, but trying to get past other cars can be a bit of a challenge, and that's the situation he's got here again, I would say, as he chases down Matt Jackson. So 13 laps completed. We're on to lap number 14. Jason Plato second, Darren Turner a little further back for Seat in third, but still Seat could score extremely well here in the final race of the day. Vauxhall, their big rivals, have only got the one car in the top 10, and that's in 7th place courtesy of Tom Chilton, with Giovanardi going out earlier. We'll keep an eye on Gordon Shedden though in 4th place and just see whether he can close the gap to Turner. Yeah,
and obviously there behind him Adam Jones is still managing to fend off Tom Onslow Cole and Tom Chilton.
Yeah, and Chilton could still maybe move up the order a little more. He could do with a confidence-boosting result to end the day here at Oulton Park. And out he comes from Knickerbrook. Sunshine we've got now. Look, casting shadows across the track. A day that forecasts a huge amount of rain. the whole country, and certainly this area, actually hasn't been too bad at all. We had the one wet race number 2 of the day, but wonderful conditions now. It's warmed up beautifully, and here comes Chilton, chasing down Tom Onslow Cole as he comes out of Druid's corner, up towards the famous Lodge corner now. Tricky right-hander plunging downhill. Will he try and go around the outside? Decides against it.
Yeah, he can't go around the outside really, because the car is always going to lean on you in the corner in this sort of form of racing, but he was trying to just set the guy up, make him outbrake himself. Maybe Onslow Cole would outbrake himself from the inside and he could cut back, but not that time.
Onslow Cole made a mistake in qualifying yesterday. He crashed coming out of the next corner that they're coming down to, but today he's driven well. He did make a little mistake in the wet here as well, ran wide, but he fought his way back up the order. Then he had a throttle body problem at the end of race 2, and it lost him 3 crucial places. He was running in 10th place. It dropped him to 13th as he struggled out of the final corner. Now he's still managing to keep his head while Tom Chilton applies massive pressure from behind in that Vauxhall.
Yeah, this is the ebb and flow of touring cars, isn't it? You're either giving the pressure or you're taking it. But one man who's doing it really well is that man there in the air-cooled engineering car. That's Adam Jones. This is the sort of result that the team and the driver really want. It's a top 5 on merit at the moment. I hope he stays there. But, you know, that's an old car. It's a 2004 car. And he's driving it really, really well.
Yeah, it's lovely to see, as you say. And, well, this is a bit of a race about rookies, isn't it? I mean, you know, look, got Matt Jackson leading the race at the moment. He's a rookie in touring cars this year. Adam Jones, who's driven well, he's running in 5th place. Tom Onslow Cole in the BMW, another rookie in this year's championship. And in a little bit of a mirror of the Lewis Hamilton effect in Formula 1, we're seeing youngsters here really showing well. But there's a chance for Tom Chilton to get alongside. He couldn't quite make it all the way.
No, you're absolutely right. It's good to have new blood in all the series. I know I have to race against them, but it's great to have young blood coming in. It gives us a lot of excitement. Oh, that's Fiona Leggett.
Yeah, Fiona's in trouble. Looks like a collapsed suspension or something. It's rubbing onto the front tyre.
Yeah.
Oh,
Onslow Cole's gone.
Yeah, Onslow
on the
Cole.
exit of Old Hall.
So he was battling away for 6th place with Tom Chilton. What has happened? Has there been any contact, or did he just run wide? It's a classic place for running onto the grass on the exit of the corner, and maybe he just ran a bit wide and he's dropped back, but he hasn't lost that many places. He may only have lost 1 place, I think.
Yeah, we'll have to see, because the way the car was spinning, it looked like it had maybe had some contact, but we'll have a look. Let's see if we've got a replay of it. Here we go. Chilton behind, coming into the first corner. He locks up a little bit. Chilton sniffs an opportunity, dives out the side. But you're right, he did it all on his own, just ran wide, took too much corner entry speed.
Well, there you see the effect of pressure for lap after lap, and Chilton did make it pay off. Tom Onslow Cole made that little mistake. Now, can Jason Plato do the same to Matt Jackson? That's the question. But when they come around at the end of this lap, it will be to start the final lap of this race, the final lap here today at Oulton Park for the touring cars. Can Matt Jackson keep this former champion and the man who's fighting for this year's championship behind him? Look how close Plato is out of Lodge corner, almost nudges the back of the BMW, but then the BMW gets to drive off the corner, and as they cross the line, there's several car lengths between them.
Yeah, I think Plato actually ran into the back a little bit, and that just cost him the impetus he gained through the corner.
So out of Old Hall, neither of them running wide there, where Onslow Cole went off a moment ago. Down the hill once more into Cascades. We're into the final 3/4 of a lap, and a slightly wider line from Jackson, but still neat and tidy onto the apex. He has driven superbly here so far. Can he keep it together on this final lap of the race? Plato will look for the chance to take victory, but he won't want to take a big risk and lose 2nd place, and I'm sure Matt Jackson's absolutely aware of that.
Yeah, but he'll be trying. Matt Jackson's just got to keep it tidy, done what he's done for the last 16 laps, and he'll manage to bring it home, and there'll be jubilant celebrations in the pit lane if he can do it.
This is quite a story for Matt Jackson. Just half the lap now to complete, if he can hold on for his first win in British touring cars, in his first season of British touring cars, in this privately run car, a family run team. It's a wonderful outfit. There's a great team spirit there, and so far so good. He's into the penultimate corner. He's way ahead of Plato. He's got several car lengths advantage. Got to get out of there neatly. He does so. 2 or 3 car lengths. There's one more potential overtaking opportunity, and he's coming up to it. It's Lodge corner, but surely Plato's not close enough. In the background, Gordon Shedden's attacking for 3rd, but the checkered flag awaits, and we have a brand new winner in the British touring cars. It's Matt Jackson who takes the victory. Jason Plato finishes in 2nd second place. And who's it going to be in third? I think it's just Darren Turner, yes, from Gordon Shedden in fourth place. And Adam Jones is going to come home to finish in fifth. But Tim, what a story. Lewis Hamilton's done it in Formula One, now Matt Jackson's done it in touring cars.
The young blood is taking over, and it just shows if you put a guy in a good car, he can do the business. He's been a champion before, and he's showing real pedigree. And you know, these young guys are going to have all the team managers in the works teams looking at them.
Oh, that was a beautifully driven race. His father is team principal, his brother is team manager, and they all work so hard on this project, and he's already had several podium finishes this year. He had a second place at Rockingham, he had a third place last time out at Croft, and now he's come through to take his first win, and he was under pressure throughout. You can't say he did anything wrong at all. Wheel perfect despite pressure from one of the top drivers in the championship, Jason Plato, behind him. So the result, Jackson takes the victory from Plato and Turner. Good race that for Sayat. Gordon Shedden in fourth, Adam Jones in fifth, ahead of Chilton, Tom Onslow Cole. Matt Allison finally getting some points after some tough times recently. Mike Jordan was ninth, and Martin Bell took the final point for 10th. So down the hill, and doors open as these guys just try and cool down a little bit as much as anything. It's warmed up here this afternoon, and Matt Jackson will be celebrating this one for a while. There's the team. There's Dad down there, brother as well, the whole crew just lapping this up. What a fantastic day for Tony Jackson. There's Chris Hodgetts celebrating as well, and as I said, he's the man on the radio who's guiding Matt through the race as much as possible. And again, those two guys have worked beautifully well together here today, and many congratulations to the team. We'll get a word from him soon, but this is a very special moment to win your first British touring car race, and especially in your first season of racing, and you're not driving for one of the big works teams. Yes, the reverse grid helped him, but you can't say that he didn't deserve this one, because he's been on the pace throughout the season so far, and he has proved that he's got some ability there, there's no doubt. So let's just take a little look at what that means in terms of the points. It was Giovanardi who was going so well here, but look, Plato has gathered it all back together. They are absolutely together in the points, both on 149. Matt Neal in third place, Turkington just 4 points behind in fourth, Chilton in fifth, Darren Turner in sixth place. Matt Jackson's come up a bit as well, he's now in seventh place ahead of Gordon Shedden, Mike Jordan in ninth position, and Tom Onslow Cole in 10th place. So Fabrizio Giovanardi didn't quite have the day that he was hoping for after those first two races, but it sets it up beautifully with them tied at the top. We'll be right back with reaction after the break. Welcome back to Oulton Park, and Matt Jackson celebrates a very special moment as he's taken his first ever win in the British Touring Car Championship, and he can celebrate with the family, with the crew. There's Chris Hodgetts celebrating with him as well, former double champion. Well, while he's celebrating that, Warren has caught up with third place finisher Darren Turner.
Thanks very much, Ben. Darren, a very eventful race, a very eventful weekend, but you finally pulled off a third today.
Yeah, I mean, obviously starting on the front row would have been nice to have finished second or first, but I didn't have the best of start. Matt again with the BMW flying off the line, and I got a great lead, and I didn't realise Jason was on the outside of me as we went through turn one. So I hit the curve, went a bit wide, and then looked at my mirrors, and there's Jason bouncing along the grass, so had to get out of his way pretty sharpish. But yeah, overall, considering how the first two races went, pretty pleased to get a podium at the end of the day.
Definitely. Now, there was some talk from another team suggesting that perhaps you aren't doing a lot of development with your cars, that you're just polishing them every weekend. Now, two of your cars are here, and that team's cars aren't. What do you make of that?
Well, I mean, this car has now been around for at least 2 years. And as you get older, the car development slows down. But, the guys still are back at the workshop. They're trying as hard as possible. They're still thinking of new ideas, and we're trying to make them work on race weekends. But when you're not away testing between races, it's very hard to put things on and keep them on for the whole race without actually doing back-to-back testing with them. So, we're definitely not resting on our laurels, that's for sure. And the team will keep pushing as hard as possible all the way through the season.
More to come from the car, more to come from you.
Definitely more from me, and hopefully a bit more from the car as well.
Nice one. Thank you very much, Darren.
Thanks.
Thanks very much, Warren.
Right. Chris Hodgetts here. Chris, how do you make of that race?
Over the moon. I've looked after Matt since he started his karting days all the way through, so basically I'm in the car with him, talking to him on the radio. I'm driving the car with him. I've won this championship a couple of times myself, and I know how hard and difficult it is. and he drove absolutely superb. After the restart, I told him qualifying laps, and he did exactly that. I'm absolutely delighted, yeah.
So you're giving him the experience, helping him build the car, getting it out there. Are you guys going to be having a bit of a party tonight?
No, I had a party last night because I did the gig here at at Oulton Park for the touring car paddock anyway. So we've had our party. I think we're all too tired and shattered. Probably I'll go with breakfast with Tony Jackson in Henley and Arden, have a nice Henley and ice cream tomorrow. That'll be the celebration.
Well, here's the man himself. He says he's the brains behind the operation. You seem to be the brawn. That went all right.
It's a team, and I think we've got together a really, really good team. We've got some great sponsors on board and some new ones for this weekend. SinksandTaps.com, Butler's Vehicle Solutions. It's it's great for everybody that's involved in such a small team. We're a true independent team. I'll be unloading the lorry tomorrow. But no, it's a fantastic result for everybody that's involved with the team, and the BMW has been awesome today.
Great to get that out for the sponsors, but a lot of pressure out there. How much were you thinking, it's my first win, I've got to do it, or were you just taking this like any other race?
Yeah, obviously, when Jason's sat on your back bumper, it's there's a lot of pressure there, but you have to put it to one side, and at the end of the day, I know that we've got a quick car and we can race him fair, and we've got the pace, so no, awesome.
Well, the general theory is that the BMW is good off the start if you can get it away, and if you can get away clean. You certainly did all right, didn't you?
Yeah, we've had some awesome, some awesome starts in the car. But the problem is when you get to a tight little circuit like Croft, the last meeting, you can't really get through because it's so tight. You need quite a bit of space. But no, it's awesome. The BMW's been absolutely awesome today.
Well done. Thanks very much, Matt. Jason Plato. A weekend that looked like maybe the championship was getting away from you. Suddenly you're level on points again with Giovanardi at the end of it.
Yeah, well, it took an incident. It took a bit of good fortune. Our car the chassis is fantastic. It's clear for all to see. We're quick on the brakes, we're quick in the corners, but we're just nowhere on the straights. And that's what we need to work on, because the engineers can't do anything about that on race day. And my car is consistently fantastic to drive, and it's a bit frustrating that every time we, even if I come out of a corner quicker than the guy in front, they pull away. And that was the, again, the story in that last race, despite having no bar ballast. That said, Matt drove an absolute blinder, didn't make any mistakes that cost him any time, and I'm really pleased for him. He's done a great job for the year, and it's nice for him to have his first win.
Good sportsmanship there, and of course, from what I gather you were saying there, maybe another 20 horsepower wouldn't go amiss.
Yeah, I think you might be right.
All right, thanks very much, Jason. Right then, that's your top three. Over to the break now. Join us afterwards for a bit more racing.